Some of you may not have even realized that there was a direct-to-video sequel within the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, but let me tell you, I actually appreciate this movie. I appreciate it because it's one of those movies that shows me just how bad a franchise can really get. Now I know that no matter how many more sequels they ever make, it can never get worse than this. I know where the bottom is. I know it can't go lower. And there's some comfort in that. If you haven't seen my other videos, I already reviewed the first two I Know What You Did Last Summer films. You can check those videos out. I have a lot of nostalgia for both of them, but I had never seen this one before. I've avoided it for all this time. I finally sat down and endured it. And I can say endured even though it's 90 minutes. It felt so much longer. This came out in 2006, it's direct-to-video, none of the original cast return. It didn't really have much going for it, but I like to give credit where it's due, so let me start off with the positives for I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Anyway, now on to the negatives. I understand having a low budget, but there's a low budget, and then there's looks like it was filmed with an easy bake oven. I don't understand why the movie looks like this. It is hideous. I would have to go out of my way to actively try to make footage look this bad, even just with this camera that I'm using to record my dumb YouTube video. I don't know if any of it was intentional to give it a grainy feeling or what, but the whole thing looks hideous. The editing is obnoxious. From the very beginning of the movie, there's this quick cut flashing happening all the time. I have no idea why. It's given me seizures right off the bat. And the story is just a cheap copy of the original film. The fisherman has become a legend, where people talk about how he'll kill you if you do anything bad over the summer. I guess if it's in the other seasons, it's fine. I don't know how that makes any sense, especially in such a short amount of time, how this is a legend that has spread to where our characters are in Colorado. But they do something bad, they go their separate ways, they feel guilt, they come back together, they're like, man, what happened to us? And they start to get killed off. It's just a knockoff of the first one that is so bad and so low quality that it feels like a parody. It feels like the Asylum version of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Any of the effort and the detail that made the first movie work is completely missing here. We had an interesting setup, this moral dilemma where you're wondering what people would do in a situation like this, accidentally running someone over, and the guilt that followed them, and if they were deserving of their fates, and it's an interesting story. This one has the characters set up a prank at this carnival where one of them is running around dressed like the fisherman, chasing the other ones. It's never really explained at all why they do this. They just wanted to scare people because they thought it would be funny because they're stupid? I guess that's it. I guess they're just stupid, but they do this. They set up this prank where this guy is chasing them around, and it leads to one of them messing up the stunt he was supposed to do where he skateboards off a roof and he accidentally impales himself on something and dies. That's so weird and specific. There's really not a moral dilemma there at all. They're just stupid. They directly caused this to happen while doing something idiotic and dangerous for no real reason at all. I have no sympathy for any of them. You don't have that strong performance and strong character like you had with Jennifer Love Hewitt, who feels like the most moral one, and you can see how much the guilt has weighed them all down, and you just don't have any of that. None of these characters have a single likable or interesting quality to them. I can't tell you a single thing about any of them except the guy from Final Destination 2. He's just the Barry of this movie. He's just an asshole. And the acting, I've seen worse, but it's about what you would expect from something like this. So I don't even have a ton to say about this movie because it's just what you'd think it would be. It's really boring. It's just a cheap knockoff of the original that does everything worse. The direction is really lackluster whenever the fisherman does show up and there's a bit of a chase. There's no tension. It's filmed oddly poorly in that way. You do get something unique at the end, though, when you get the killer reveal. Oh boy, it's unique. Leading up to the ending, there's no compelling mystery at all. Yeah, you have your list of suspects, but none of them are intriguing characters, and there's nothing done in the story to make you believe any of them are gonna be responsible one way or the other above anyone else, except for this obvious red herring, this cop who's like, hey, how you doing? I'm gonna give you a call later, okay? Okay, yeah. It's just like disgustingly overtly creepy to the point where you're like, okay, well, it's clearly not him, but we need to get rid of him. So I really don't care who the culprit is going to end up being, but it has a chance to do something original with the identity of its culprit, and I guess it does, because it turns out the culprit is the teleporting zombie ghost of Ben Willis. If you haven't seen the film and you didn't know that, I'm just giving you an opportunity to let it sink in. I'm giving you a few seconds to recover before I move on. That is what happens in this film. It is the zombie ghost of Ben Willis. He is now a spirit who, if you do a bad thing in the summer and keep it a secret, he's gonna come get you. I can't even finish the sentence. I think that speaks for itself with how stupid it is, although I kind of really want to go into the lore. I need to know how this ghost operates. Just commit your crimes in the winter, and you'll be okay. He still kills innocent people. He kills random cops who had nothing to do with the incident, which is consistent with how Ben Willis was when he was alive. He was always a very confused, insane man, killing people who had nothing to do with his actual motives. But you'd think as a spirit there would be like rules that he had to abide by, but no, he can still just kill anyone. But also, you can shoot him, you can slow him down with physical weapons, you can shove him in a wood chipper. I can't muster up the energy to go on about it anymore. The ending is the exact same ending as the first two movies. They think they got rid of him because wood chipper, and it turns out they didn't, and he's actually back. I mean, it makes more sense this time. I'll give it that, actually. It was stupid the first two times. It's stupid this time, too, just because of the entire setup. But it does make sense that he would come back, because he's a ghost. I had a lot of criticisms with I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, but my God, this is so much worse. In some ways, I Still Know bothered me more just because it had more potential, whereas this one was just doomed to be dog shit from the start. But yeah, this is obviously way worse. It cannot get worse than this. I do take solace in that. Also, this is a waste of the title. They probably would have called the new one this, if this one hadn't wasted it. I mean, maybe not. Horror movies seem to love having multiple films in the same franchise with the same title. Halloween, Scream, Candyman. Cut that shit out. I hate it. Gotta give them a little bit of credit. The fact that it was a teleporting zombie ghost fisherman makes the movie way more memorable than it otherwise would have been, but it's got genuinely nothing redeeming to it at all. I don't know if this is just me, but I do this thing sometimes. If a movie is really bad and boring, I'll just start laughing for no reason. Not even laughing at any specific bad thing that it's doing. Just laughing. I think it's like a defense mechanism. I'm so bored that my mind needs to occupy itself with something, and so I just start laughing at the general absurdity that I'm here, and that I'm watching this, and that there's still 45 minutes left. That happened. That happened to me during this one. I just started cracking up for no real reason. So the new film is on the horizon. I just hope it'll be fun. I'm concerned. I've been confused this entire time how Julie and Ray are meant to tie into it, because it's just a new cast of characters doing a new thing, and I don't know why Julie and Ray would be involved other than marketing. But it'll be about 700 times better than this one, and I just hope it'll be fun. Leave your expectations for that one down in the comments, and if you've seen this one, Leave your thoughts. Are you a fan? Is that possible? Whether you agree, disagree with anything I said here, let's talk about it down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel so we can talk about the new one when it comes out very soon. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you next time.